to another LOSV. This is your girl, the Real Housewife YouTuber of Orlando. So let's go ahead and jump right into this video today. So in this video today, you guys, I am going to be talking about my experience, like what I experienced going through my first hurricane in Orlando. It was a lot for me. It was a lot. So I want to share everything I went through. I tried to document the whole process as it was happening. I got the videos out to y'all. Y'all know my power had went out. And it's crazy. Everywhere around me, the power pretty much did not go out. Like, first, it was like just my area and a little bit down. I think like the wind must have hit one of the poles really bad. And it was like basically from the start of my community down, and then like the rest of the community up. They never lost power. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. And I also do want to share at the end of the video, I am going to share some hurricane essentials, things that you might need if you are ever in this position. I know there's a lot of people that just moved down here and just went through this hurricane as well, being new to Florida. So yes, I want to share some of this information with you guys so we can be better prepared for next time. Hopefully there will be no next time, but you never know. One thing I always say in my videos when I talk about moving to Florida is how the Orlando area is centrally located, and therefore we really don't get hit hard with hurricanes. This is the first time that even people that has been here 20, 30 years have said that they have been hit this hard. The other hurricane they said that hit them hard was Charlie. They kept bringing up Hurricane Charlie, Hurricane Charlie. That was all the news was talking about, comparing Hurricane Ian to Hurricane Charlie. They said Charlie was smaller but did more damage. Ian was bigger but didn't do as much damage as Charlie. And I believe it was in 2004 that Charlie came through for, like, actually hit, like, Orlando like it did with Ian. So a lot of people was like, they never experienced, you know, a hurricane coming, you know, just hitting Orlando area like it did. What I will say is, let's go ahead and talk about my experience. So what we did to prepare, you know, we pretty much had everything except for a generator. It was one more thing that we probably needed to have that we're going to have next time around. But my biggest thing, that's what I say to anybody, if you move to a house and you are allowed to have a generator at your house, I know some HOAs might not allow it. I don't know. Check into it. But if you move into a house, it is so good to invest in a generator. It's better to have it and just have it and not use it than to need it and not have it. I have talked about getting a generator for a long time, and I just haven't been able to get it just yet. I could have probably got it. It wasn't high on our priority list, but it is now. But yeah, a few people in my neighborhood had generators, and as soon as that power went out, they was running their generators. Like the next day, they was, because you know, didn't nobody want to go out in the midst of the storm to start it, because our power went out probably around 2 o'clock in the morning. So no one wanted to go out in the midst of the storm and like start it, because I think it has to be like 20 feet from your house and everything like that. So they, you know, that next morning when everybody woke up, those people had their generators on and running. And, you know, that was great. That was great that they had that option to do that. And it's a wonderful thing. But let's go ahead and go back to like everything I was feeling, what I was going through or whatever. So, you know, we didn't have anything in our yard. I mean, a lot of people around, like, they got yard, like, you know, patio sets, furniture, the little lights, the solar lights, and decorations hanging, you know, like little plants and flags and whatnot, you know. So one thing my HOA said, and, you know, people in the neighborhood like, hey, everybody get y'all stuff so anything can't become like a projectile, like, and fly around the neighborhood. Put your things away. So that was one thing. Like, we didn't really have to worry about that because I don't really have anything out to put away. So, you know, when the wind started picking up and everything, I was really getting nervous because, like I said, this was my first experience. So I was like, oh my goodness, like, you know, first we thought we was going to be in the safe zone, and then the hurricane decided to turn and come straight to us. So I was just really, like, nervous. I was really nervous. I was like, I don't know how this is about to be, like what we're about to go through. Like, I didn't know if my house was going to flood. I didn't know if the street was going to flood. I didn't know if we was going to just have to replace everything, like all of our carpet, and, you know, like we can't get certain things off the floor, so things was going to be, I was just thinking the worst, like, oh my goodness, you know, our house is going to be flooded. That's just what I was thinking. Even though I know we live in a no flood zone, I still was thinking like my house is going to get flooded. The water is going to come in from the back patio, from the front door. And I was just so mad because my husband didn't want to get sandbags, and he just was like, I don't see a point of them because I don't feel like they'll work. And I'm just like, I don't understand why you don't feel that way, but I don't know. He had his reasons, but he did say next time around he will get sandbags, so I'm happy about that. Good thing we didn't need them though, you know. So, you know, I was just thinking like the worst, you know, and that wind picked up, y'all. It picked up, it picked up, it picked up. And downstairs, it's like we were sitting downstairs, you can hear the wind picking up, but it wasn't as bad. Like the sound of it wasn't as bad as when I went upstairs. So people was like scaring the heck out of me. People was like, oh, it's gonna sound like a train, it's gonna sound crazy. It actually did not sound like a train. It just sounded like wind. But the thing that scared me the most is you can hear like it hitting a roof. And I never heard the roof that way. Like I never heard the, like, it just felt like it was creaking. Like I was just like, oh my goodness, I did not like that sound. And I'm sitting up here like, I pray to God my roof don't fly off, you know, like, but I know the roof wasn't gonna fly off. And another thing about having my home be built with all brick. So like I said before in a previous video, a lot of the homes in Florida are built with all brick, especially these new homes. A lot of them is built with all brick. Some of them is built with brick on the first layer, and if you got a 2-story, the second story might be wood, all wood. But mine was brick first layer. I mean brick first level and brick second level. And I was told that that is to help if the hurricane winds ever got to a category 5, my roof might blow off, but the house will still be standing. And I was like, well, that's cool. So I know my house can stand up to the winds. I think when the hurricane got to us, it was about a category 2 going into a 1. Going into a category 1. So the winds it was windy out there. Me and Corey actually went outside to pick up our fence in the midst of it. Like we kind of wanted to go outside and get a feel of it anyway. Like my husband, he was like, I want to go outside and just see, like, you know, how strong the winds is or whatever. And then once we seen our fence blowing down the street, we was like, oh, we're going outside to get our fence. Like we got to get it because it was like in the street. And I was just like, you know, even though like we was completely safe, I know people like, why would y'all go outside and risk our life? No, we didn't risk our life. Like we was completely safe. The wind was strong, but you know, we picked up our fence, put it in our yard, and came back in the house. I wish I could have had that on recording. I really wish I could have got a recording of that. That would have been crazy. But yeah, so you know, it was like I literally couldn't sleep. I just, you know, I was upstairs. You know, Karaya was in her bed. She didn't even like flinch. She didn't care. It was like, you know, kids, to be a kid again, like not have a worry in the world. And that's how it was with her. She just did not even, she wasn't worried. I was worried the most out of everybody. So I couldn't sleep. Like I literally tried. I laid there. I tried to make myself go sleep. You know, we was up till the power went off at 2 o'clock. We was up. I had the news on. I'm watching it just to see like where the hurricane was moving at as it was moving, because I was like, I got to see what's going on. So once that power went out, it was just pitch black. I lighted a candle and I just laid there and I was just like, I couldn't sleep. Like my body would not let me go to sleep. So I was up, and then the following morning, I think I started to fall asleep around I want to say maybe 5 o'clock. And I told my husband to turn his alarm clock off like the prior day before, because I'm like, you're not going to work to turn your alarm clock off. He didn't do it. So his alarm clock went off at 5:50. And I woke right back up. Like, I felt like I didn't get no sleep. I felt like I just shut my eyes. As soon as his alarm clock went off, I was up and I couldn't go back to sleep. And then by that time, you know, I'm just laying there trying to rest. Then I had my family, because it was like 5:50. Around 7 o'clock, that's when my family started calling me, my mom, my cousins. And it was just like, not cousins, I'll say one cousin. And they was like, what's going on? What happened? Is y'all okay? You know, all of that. So then I really wasn't able to sleep. So that was a whole day of sleeping, going into a whole next day of not sleeping. So it was just crazy. And it was like, I was just like, I don't know. It was crazy. And I look back and I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have stressed so much. But it's like, this ain't something to take lightly. So I didn't want to be like, oh, it's whatever, you know. But I wanted to, you know, just be like, okay, I'm on guard in case, you know, whatever happens. But I will say, like, you know, we did a good job with saving some of our food in the refrigerator. Like, I got ice the day before I went out. And I would have recorded it, but it was just hectic. It was really hectic. So, you know, I went out. I got some ice. You know, a lot of places was out of ice. And I went to like 2 different places to find ice. Got ice for my coolers. And up until the power went out, you know, we left everything in the refrigerator, and then when the power went out, I just started putting all the stuff that was in the refrigerator in 3 different coolers. And that helped us. That helped us out a lot, because I was able to save, you know, a lot of stuff. And like the little bit of meat that we did have in the freezer, we ended up cooking the next day. So we barbecued. Y'all seen that on the video. So that's what we did. And, you know, it all worked out. And I'm happy, you know, I feel blessed and highly favored. And I'm happy that, you know, we had damage to our fence, but it's like, whatever. I don't even care. You know, I don't even care about that fence. You know, of course, we're going to try to get it fixed or whatever. But it's like, it's just like, you know, it's a fence. We got our lives. Our house is okay. We don't have any damage to our house. And a lot of people can't say that. You know, I know a lot of people in my area. It's like my area on the side of town that I live on, we didn't flood. You know, like I said, a lot of people, majority of the people didn't even go without power. Like, so many people, like Tanya didn't lose power. My girl Renee didn't lose power. And they don't live far from me at all. They live right down the street, 10 minutes down the street, 20 minutes down the street. Like, you know, they did not lose power at all. And, you know, like I said, you know, a lot of people didn't get any damage done, didn't get any, you know, didn't lose any power. But then you have a whole side of town where and I'm praying for everybody affected by this, even the people in Cuba. But yeah, and the people that's in Fort Myers and all on the coast that just lost everything. People lost their whole homes, and, you know, and even in Kissimmee over there, you know, they got so much flooding. Even in St. Cloud, they're still flooding. Like, to this day, it is October the, I'm sorry y'all, I want to make sure I get the right day. It's October the 4th. And till this day, people are still flooded. People's houses are still flooded. The water has not went down in certain areas. And over there where it's flooding at on the other side of Orlando, they say it's because of St. John's River. So it's a river that runs through Orlando, and I guess the river is over flooded. Even the sewage systems in Orlando is over flooded. And the news is even telling people, like, hey, the city of Orlando, watch y'all water consumption. Try to take less showers. They're telling people not to wash clothes, not to run water. It's not a water advisory as if they have to boil their water. It's just a water advisory of limit your water use in the city of Orlando. So yeah, they're going through it right now. They're still going through it. And one thing that like hit me when we was going through it and we was waiting for the hurricane to hit, it was like the whole city and surrounding areas of Orlando, it's like everything, it's like the world just stopped. And it was like everybody's just on edge waiting for this hurricane to come and be over with. Like, it was like the slowest process for this hurricane to come. And then it came, it did its damage, and it's gone. And now people are trying to pick up the pieces to, you know, figure out what's life, especially the people that's like flooded in, got flooding in their homes, and, you know, was still without power to this day. And it's like, and I'm just on, you know, I get on, you know, social media and Instagram and Facebook, and everybody else is going on about their life. And I'm just like, it's so crazy how it's like we're living in two different worlds right now. Like, the city is just shut down, and then you got the whole rest of the world just living their lives. And it was just weird feeling to me. But, yeah, like I said, I'm definitely praying for each and everybody that has been truly affected. Houses affected, damage, water damage, all of that. Like, I am praying for you guys, people that's still without power, the people that's in Fort Myers, and just anybody that's on the coast that got hit, and wherever it did any damage. I just send my prayers out. And yeah, this was a scary thing for me. It was scary. I was trying not to let it get to me, you know, the anxiety, and I think that's why I just could not sleep. But I just wanted to come on here and share with you guys my experience of dealing with my first hurricane. I know one thing my husband said. He was like, man, if we ever get hit and our house flood, we move in. He said that would make me move out of Florida. But yeah, yeah, I just feel really blessed, and I feel really, you know, happy that we, you know, didn't have that much damage, and, you know, we are all okay. So I did want to share that with you. And yeah, you guys, so I do have, I know this video is probably gonna be long, but bear with me. So I do have an Amazon list, and I'm just gonna put it in my comments, because I don't know, Amazon acting funny with my Amazon store. They gave me an Amazon store and then they took it away, and I don't know why. I don't know what I did wrong. I have no idea. But yeah, so I'm just going to list the things in the description of just some different hurricane supplies that you might, you know, look forward to getting, and that may help you if you are ever in this situation. There's things that you might not even think you might need, you know what I'm saying? But the first thing is a power bank. You know, like this power bank that I found on Amazon, it's like it's a power station. It has a radio, and that's another thing you need. When our power go out, when your cell service go out, you need a battery powered radio. You know, because like, even though we still had our cell phones and we had a battery pack, that little battery pack I had, it lasted us. It helped us. And when we was without power, we were able to charge it in my car. And then I was able to get we was able to charge me and Corey was able to charge both of our phones on it, like from 0 to full. So that helped us out twice. But this you know, just a power bank. This one, it has regular plugs. You can plug up, you know, regular things to it. And I'll try to put a picture of it. And then, like I said, the links to it will be in the description below. The next thing I would say is these are some emergency blankets and rain ponchos. Now, one thing I will say, when the rain and the wind came in, that next day, it was chilly. Like, the temperature dropped down to 60 degrees. And it's still chilly. Like, right now, it's still kind of chilly outside. Like, it got chilly. And I was just like, I was not expecting that. Like, it went from being 90 degrees to 60. And, you know, my family felt it. Because, like, that's how it was. That's how it be up north. When the weather changes, instantly, my family's sinuses and allergies starting to act up. As soon as that weather changed, Karaya and Corey both started sniffling and sneezing and stuff like that from the weather change. But when we went outside, we went back outside like shorts, t-shirts and stuff, thinking like the weather's gonna be back normal, and now we had to put on some jogging suits. Like, hold on. So yeah, just, and then another thing I seen was, it was a lady in Fort Myers. She was flooded completely. Her house was flooded. Like, she was laying, she had a blow up pool. If I can find that clip on TikTok, I'll try to put it up. But she had a blow up pool that she blew up. The water was rising in her apartment. She was stuck. And she was like, she was sending out messages like, I'm cold, please come and help me. So just to have like an emergency blanket, I think in that situation, because you never know how bad it can get, will be, you know, good. Another one is an emergency survival kit and a first aid kit. So just anything that you can think of for a survival, like knives, scissors, you know, just the first aid kit in general, tools, like anything that you can think of that you might or may need. Another thing is, if you can't cook, the ReadyWise emergency food supply, you guys. That is, I've been seeing those in Walmart, and they got them on Amazon too. And I think it's just to have. And I was watching Javon video, and y'all, I don't like to say where I live at too much, but just know I don't live far from Javon. If y'all know who Javon is. So I don't live really far from her at all. I know her area. I don't think they lost power at all. Like, I'm literally not far. And I know she said in her last video that I watched that they are prepared for anything. Like, anything can happen. And I'm sharing this list with y'all because it's good to be prepared for anything, not just a hurricane. Like she said, like government shutdowns, you know, martial law, anything can happen in this world. Y'all see how this world is going. Y'all see the kind of people that's running our world and running our country, and how they don't really care about us. So it's like, it's good to be prepared in case anything ever happens. So yeah, with this ReadyWise emergency food supply, I don't have it now, but this is something I'm definitely looking into. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows? Like, you know, you got to survive, and this thing is a 25-year shelf life on it. So it's like, if it ever comes to that, you know, you could survive. One thing I talked to y'all about too is a waterproof bag for your important documents, like all of your anything that's important that you need: birth certificates, social security cards, flash drives, not flash, I don't know if people use flash drives or disk or whatever y'all use, whatever, just anything that is of importance to you, paperwork, you know, mortgage papers, lease papers, you know, anything. I would say put it in a waterproof bag. And even if you can get a fireproof, I found one on Amazon that is fireproof and waterproof. So I'm definitely going to look into that, because I don't have a fireproof bag, but I do have my stuff in a waterproof, and it's like double, like I got it in another, like 2 different bags, because I'm like, if anything was to happen, I'm gonna grab this bag, and I know if we was in a flood or anything, these documents is going to be safe. Another thing that I would say invest in is batteries, of all kinds. You know, batteries, like if you have to rely on a battery operated radio, flashlights, anything, like it's all kind of gadgets and things that you can use that needs batteries. So rely on batteries. Another thing that I found for is flooding goes is a water activated flood barrier. Now, I do want to get this. I told my husband, like, we definitely need to get this going into next hurricane season. Even though this hurricane season is not over with, but going into next hurricane season, I definitely want to get this for our doors, our front doors, our, you know, if we don't have the water bags, or, I mean, the sandbags, or if we don't put the sandbags out, I'm just, anything that can stop water from getting in my house, I want to use it. Another thing, a portable fan. I didn't even think about a portable fan until my friend asked me did we have one. And I was like, oh my god, we don't have a portable fan. So I think a portable fan, living in Florida and it's hot down here when hurricanes happen, or if your power goes out at any time for any good reason, it's good to have a portable fan, because we keep our AC on all the time. And that's another thing. So when our power did go out for those 2 days, it was so cool outside. Like that hurricane, when I tell you, it just it cooled everything down. it was so cool outside. Our house was almost getting cold. Like, we didn't even need to turn, like, we didn't even need to open up the windows or nothing. The house was just cool, y'all. The house was cool, so we didn't even need like a fan. It was cool. Like, I literally, me and my husband both, we literally had on jogging suits. Literally. I had to make Cry put on pants because she was like, it's hot. I'm like, girl, it's cold outside. You need to put on pants. She didn't even want to. Another thing is lantern, like camping lanterns or lights. Any kind of light source that you can get battery operated. I even seen somebody on TikTok, they said if I can find it, I'm definitely gonna put it in the description below, but they had these light bulbs, these huge light bulbs, and it was water activated. Like, you literally can put them in water, like set them in a cup of water and it will light up. So any kind of light that you can find, you know, battery operated or solar operated, get it. Because when I tell you, those 2 days without power, and it was pitch black. Like, that first night, it was pitch black. Then going into the second night, we just got out the house. We just got out the house and rode around. Because, like, after we ate dinner, we barbecued dinner, and then we ate. And we sitting in here, and them candles, like, the candles wasn't giving me what I needed it. Like, girl, I love me some candles. But that night, the candles wasn't hitting like it needed to hit. And I was just like, it's too dark in this house. I was like, I just want to go. Let's go. So we just rode around, and we was trying to find somewhere to go. Everything, like the little bit of things that was open in our area was packed to capacity. So we just rode from place to place, seeing where we can go, where we can get in, where we can fit in, where we get in, whatever. And nothing was successful. So we just ended up coming back home. By the time we got back home, it was like maybe 11 or something. I got right in the bed. And that night, it was the night that I got sleep. I went straight to sleep. I was so exhausted, so tired. So I was able to sleep. But yeah, if we had some like light, some type of light in here, we would have been okay. Like, I wouldn't probably care to leave if I could have lit up the rooms, you know, without the candles. But we did have the candles, so thank God for that. But yeah, you guys, so, and then just getting a generator. If you are moving down here in a house, try your hardest to invest in a generator. I know that's what we wanted to do. We didn't make it a priority, and I really wish we would have made that a major priority, because you know, it really could have came in handy. It really could have helped us out in this situation. But yeah, so that's what I learned from this. You know, I learned to take it extremely serious, but at the same time, calm down, relax, you know, breathe, you know, try not to get as stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was ready. I was prepared, and you know, I was ready to take on what was coming to me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And yeah, I truly feel like I am a true Floridian now. I am a true, it took 3 years for a hurricane to come and actually go through Orlando, but it came, and I, you know, stood up against the test, and I feel like I am a true Floridian for going through that. And if anybody else down here and y'all just got here and y'all went through this, y'all are true Floridians too. That's how I feel. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.